Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Hopefully you've been getting like an inspiration and finding new ways to make samples from my videos. So yeah, this week I'm going to be trying like a P&D dancehall R&B type beat. I've laid down a sample, laid down some drums, and I'll take you through the process. So yeah, if you've not subscribed or followed my Instagram will be on the screen right now, so please do so. I'll be posting a lot on there. And yeah, let's get straight into this video. So on Partynextdoor's latest album, Partymobile, there's like an atmospheric melodic type samples. So yeah, this was the type of thing I was going for. So let's show you the first thing. So to make that, I put down the 7th chord using the Whirly V2 from Analog Lab, Raindrops preset, and these are the effects I put on it. So I put in a cassette, it opens, reverb, and took out some lows, not too much to be fair. Then next I added these bells that were like from a one-shot pack, took out the attack on it a little bit just to make them not as harsh. They sound like this. And then with that I layered it with another bell, but this time a bit higher. And then for the effects I used on them, I panned both left and right. The first bell I put a portal on it, tremolo shimmer, took down the wetness. Then took out a lot of highs and lows because that was clashing a little bit. Same for the other one. Then next I wanted to have like a background sound that wasn't too harsh, so I pulled up this lead, didn't really do anything to it, just left it how it was, it's a one shot. And then with the melody, just followed the top notes of the chords, but then I used these slides at the bottom because it gives it a cool texture, sounds like this. And for that I wanted it quite wide, so I put quite a heavy reverb on. Then took out a lot of lows because it was a lead, so it was quite harsh on the low end. Took out the highs because as you can tell it was quite a very harsh, high pitched sound. Then a delay like usual. And then next I added this like accent woodwind, which was like just to give a different atmosphere and just to sit in the background again, not too heavy. And as I wanted to make that minimal, I just put on a J37 and then a plate because I wanted to give it like a different filtered reverb effect. Then took out the lows again. Once I had like the bass of the melody, I realised it was missing something, and for P&D beats it has like a pad in it just to give that extra atmosphere. So I added this from Analog Lab. I took out a lot of lows and highs and then added the reverb of course, but then I brought it down a lot in volume because I just wanted to sit on the background where it was panning itself. I just wanted to leave it like that. So for the vocals I wanted to layer them, so I added an arcade distant voice, brought it down so it was all dry, and then I duplicated it, made one low, one high pitch, and I EQ'd them the same way so they sound like. So I messed with the velocity of them just to give it a cool vibe, and then I threw on a EQ and just a delay because I felt like it was too wide in reverb too much anyway, so I just left it like that and brought it down. And then lastly I added this guitar just to give it a little bit more texture. It was from Electric Sunburst, it was called the FSX Clouds, so it sounds like this. Once again, quite simple because I just don't want to overdo it. So yeah, the effects I threw on that were just literally an EQ. Took out some lows and highs. literally making this simple. It's no overthinking involved in it. Just keeping it all simple so I can make a good bass to the beat. So altogether, this is how it all sounds layered. And what I notice with a lot of people, they just get a melody, some chords, and they just throw them and layer them. What I like to do is put one up an octave, one down an octave, just to fit in them frequencies better. So yeah, I needed some texture on this, so I added this rainforest texture. Quite low. And then I added this vinyl effect. For that I just took out a little bit of highs, that was it. Just brought it down a lot in volume. Then together I rendered all that out and put the sample up 3 semitones, so it sounds like this. So that's how it sounded, and I didn't mention before I rendered that I had 2 halves, so the 4 first bars was like that, and then the second 4 bars I just took out the lead, the bell and the woodwind just to give it a little more freedom. So the first thing I did when it comes to drums, I added the bass. It was like a sub bass, and I didn't do too much on it, it was just basics. It sounds like this. Didn't really put much effects on it, all I did was take out low end up to 30 Hertz, so just took out the rumble on that. And then for the drums, this is how the drums sounded. Like quite a punchy bassy kick, and then some rims, hi-hats. Just basically gave it quite a good bounce. There's nothing too amazing about this. I didn't really mix much effects into it. If you find the right samples, you don't really have to do that. It's just all leveling. And then for the structure of the beat, I added like this perk loop, but I reversed it so it sounds like this. Then I added this type of perk loop that I made myself. And then I added a separate perk loop that I made myself just to give it a bit more variety. Sounds like this. And then for the intro of this, I found a cool texture that I transitioned into in the halftime version of the sample. So it sounds like this at the start. So yeah, that transitioned from the halftime version of the sample back into the original sample. And then after leveling all the beat and all the drums, it sounds like this all together. That's pretty much the whole of this beat finished. Pretty cool sample, atmospheric, vibey, and then some hard hitting drums. It had quite a good bounce onto it. So yeah, if you like that, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, Instagram will be on the screen as usual. And yeah, hopefully give me some suggestions for the next videos. So yeah, that'll be me. Peace guys.